Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Anjolie, and this is Inspired Foodie. If you or anyone you know is suffering with or may be at risk for shingles, stick around to the end of the video. I have plenty of information for you. You'll find out a few things that you can do to reduce your risk of getting shingles or chickenpox for that matter. If you've never had chickenpox, and you get around someone with shingles, you can actually get the chicken pox. You cannot get shingles, however, if you've never had chicken pox. That's the one good thing about this virus. Did you know that there's one specific ingredient in some of your foods that can actually activate viruses and cause them to replicate quickly and go on a rampage in your body? I didn't either until I got shingles, and I learned quite a bit after that. I'm all for doctors because they fix broken things and they can find out what's going on, but for the most part I have been working on healing and detoxifying my body, so I became a fruitarian, which allowed my body space to heal. Now, why would I want to go and put toxic drugs into my body that have 50 gazillion side effects in a cleaner temple? I wouldn't. So this prompted me to find an alternative method to heal myself naturally. I searched essential oils, herbs, grounding, infrared sauna treatments, and things of that nature. I tried several different products that claimed they worked to get rid of the pain from the nerve pain. They didn't work either. Waste of money. Along the way, I learned the reason why shingles might have got activated in the first place and how we can lower the risk of getting it. It inspired me to write a book about my experience, along with sharing some of the knowledge about how to eat optimally for maximum digestion. You can find a link to that book down in the description box below. We have two amino acids that work against each other. Those are lysine and arginine. And if our bodies are consuming more arginine than lysine, we may be setting ourselves up for trouble. Arginine activates viruses and accelerates their replication. That is not good. But lysine, on the other hand, can stop that virus dead in its tracks. So I decided to become a fruitarian to offset the junk food diet I had been on for 40 plus years. The damage caused is not reversed overnight because I did not become a junk food junkie overnight. Now, it may take some time to reverse the damage done, but you know what they say. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. I learned this about 10 years ago, so I'm finally wising up. Everything that we go through in life happens for a reason, and my reason is to share with you and help you avoid this at the very best, maybe even lower your chances of getting it. Now, there are 4 main components that can increase your risk of getting shingles. Number 1, your diet. A diet high in processed foods, sweets, heavy in grains, nuts, and seeds, and certain fruits and vegetables, believe it or not. Yeah. Number 2, stress. Being overly worried about life in general, struggling to make ends meet, overworking your body, overwhelming responsibilities, abusive relationships. You know, there are so many stress factors out there in the world today because we've gone from a place of simple living to everything is automated. Technology is booming, and there is just so much going on that we have to juggle on a daily basis. No wonder people get stressed out. Number 3, trauma. Now, trauma can come from a variety of sources, like emotional trauma, maybe spousal or parental abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, falls and accidents. Then, last but not least, number 4 is a compromised immune system. This is a result of all of the above, plus taking too many antibiotics without supplementing probiotics during treatment of those antibiotics. Now, I checked off everything on that list, okay? That's how I ended up with shingles. I started eating junk again because I wasn't getting enough protein and other nutrients. There was no way on earth I could eat enough greens, financially or physically, because you know what? There's not a whole lot of greens that I like outside of iceberg and romaine and some of the tender lettuces. But I wasn't getting the nutrients I needed, and the fruit in a northern climate. Now, this is directly related to people in a northern climate who cannot access good quality tropical fruit. I'm going to veer off of my topic a little bit. It's not really veering off, but we are tropical beings living in a non-tropical climate or environment. And we were originally designed, according to my research and my sources, we were originally designed to eat sweet tropical fruit, okay? And some greens, and some even go as far as to say that we're frugivores and we eat a variety of fruits, leafy greens, vegetables, and maybe some meat occasionally. And that meat might have come from grasshoppers or crickets or something like that, something small. I myself can't see eating something like that, killing it, and just not. But anyways, being that I'm in a northern climate, I don't have access to all of those nutritional, healthy, grown fruits that give us what we need. So we're stuck with what is on the shelves, and that stuff sometimes is just not great. But anyways, my book only applies to those who cannot get access to really good fruit that has been grown in healthy soil. So I want to make that clear. And I will post a link to my book both on Amazon and Etsy in the description box below for your pleasure. If you want, you can go grab a copy of that. I explain a lot of things in detail about why I think the fruitarian diet might not work and how we can make it work for us. Okay? Now, healthy soil. Fruit being grown in healthy soil is not happening where I live. That's why I don't think that the fruitarian diet will work unless we take supplements and maybe add healthier meats and fish and eggs from time to time to get some of those nutrients. I cover this in the book, so I won't go into much detail here. But just a little bit of history. I derailed my diet and started eating cassava flour chips and cassava flour burrito style tortillas with quinoa and sweet potatoes and avocado, and I was craving sandwiches because I was raised on eating sandwiches and I missed eating them. So I missed holding my food with my hands and eating it. Well, you can do that with fruit, but it's not the same as a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So, and those sandwiches consisted of bread and cheese and meat and pickles and other condiments, and those habits aren't easily broken. As a matter of fact, habits cannot be broken, but they can be changed by replacing one bad habit with a good habit. Now, I've been changing habits and researching nutrition for over a decade now. And it's been about 12 years since I actually started changing little by little to where I could actually go all raw. And I had to, because that's the only thing my body would allow me to eat without getting sick and nauseous and vomiting and experiencing a lot of pain from my gallbladder. There were times when I would eat and it would just come right back up, and that was just horrible. I ended up in the hospital 3 times over my junk food diet. I did not realize that there was one key ingredient, a special amino acid that might have been the root cause of everything. But, you know, all these foods that I started eating, even though I thought they were healthier versions of the junk food, they weren't. There's no healthy junk food. That's just a lie that we choose to believe. So these were high in arginine, the virus activator. And I was barely getting any lysine or any other beneficial nutrients for that matter. Now, a lot of people might disagree with this, and that's fine. But I say live and let live, and to each his own. I started eating meat again because with my research, I discovered that there are certain things in beef liver like alpha lipoic acid and the PEA in eggs that help reduce inflammation and help restore the myelin sheath to your nerves, which is something that happens with shingles, but it doesn't happen to everyone. Now, in my case, I missed the 72-hour window. There is a 72-hour window that you can actually take antivirals and really spare yourself from all the terrible, terrible pain that comes with post-herpetic neuralgia. And let me tell you, it burns. It feels tight and like something, bunches of needles jabbing at you all at once, and itchy. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, not by any means. So I will tell you what to look out for so that you don't miss your 72-hour window. I wish I'd have known this, but like I said, everything happens for a reason. So here's how it starts. Or at least this is how it started with me. And according to what I've been listening to about other people, kind of started the same way with them. First of all, I was feeling like I pulled a muscle in my back. Okay? So I would try to stretch it out, but it just wasn't working. And then I started feeling like this pinching nerve, like a nerve was being pinched. It wasn't happening constantly, just here and there, and it was in my side and down in my leg. I felt it in my leg too, and I don't know, sometimes I feel like when I get a pinched nerve, I can feel it down in my legs, and it's really weird, but anyways, that's what I was feeling. And then I noticed a rash that was starting between my breast. Now, I didn't think anything of it, and here's why. I have cats, and they like to do this to my chest area. And sometimes if I don't get their nails trimmed in time, they leave little marks on my chest, especially my little Gigi, because I can't get her nails trimmed for anything. She just refuses to let me do it. But there was little red marks in this area, right in here, this area. And I thought nothing of it. I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I need to go spray some peroxide on it, because that's what I do. Whenever the cats break my skin, I put peroxide on it and clean it with soap. So I did that. And then the next day, the spots looked bigger. And then the next day, they started forming blisters. And I thought, uh-oh. So I made an appointment with urgent care. And by the time I got to urgent care, it was too late. Then those blisters started busting and scabbing over. And that took about a week or so. And when the doctor said it was too late for antivirals, basically he told me I was just going to have to ride out this storm. I had no idea of what kind of storm this was going to be. But let me tell you what. It's painful. It's the virus from hell. And it doesn't let you sleep well. You can't get comfortable. It's like I tossed and turned and tossed and turned. And I would have to sleep on my couch on my right side. Even though it was on my right side, I had to sleep on my right side and prop myself up so that it was kind of suspended a little bit so that it didn't hurt as much. There was a sweet spot that I could find and sleep for a few hours that way before I had to roll over. And I tried sleeping in my bed, and that didn't work. I ended up getting a what do you call those slanted pillows, an incline pillow for my bed, so that I could sleep in an upright position and take some of the pressure off. And it was hard to lay on my left side because all the skin and body parts wanted to go down toward the bed, gravity, the pull of gravity, and that made that hurt even more. So I had to sleep on my right side, and I could only do that for so long, so I would wake up frequently doing things like brushing my hair and brushing my teeth. I would have to hold my side so it wouldn't wiggle so much, and washing dishes, just getting up and doing anything. For a couple of weeks, my house did not get cleaned up or organized, and it drove me crazy, but I couldn't. So this is what you need to know so that you can prevent this. I mean, now it's your path. You can do whatever you want to, but I'm here to save people from going through what I've been going through. I'm in my 9th week of nerve pain. This is what happens if you don't catch it. Some people end up with PHN. It's post-herpetic neuralgia, and it's a bitch. So anyway, there's going to be people out there in the same situation that I was in, and I hope this message gets to you, because that's the purpose of it. I don't want to see anyone go through this, because it's just terrible. And the medicines that they prescribe, they just suppress your immune system, and then they have to keep increasing the dosage to make it work. I mean, you can take your chances. I myself, I don't like taking medicine. I don't even like taking supplements, but I am right now to get my health back. Now, like I said, the shingles virus is the virus from hell, and that is no joke. I wish I'd have known it years ago, because I would have cleaned my diet up. And had I had known the extent of the pain, I'd have definitely made some major changes in my life. I'd have cleaned my diet up, got rid of the stress in my life, and tried to live a healthier, more peaceful life. Now, with all that being said, there are ways to eat that will help your digestive system, which I cover in my book. Everything begins in your gut, and if your gut goes down, you go down. So I just want to say thank you for staying to the end of this video. It was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but if you like my content and it resonates with you, feel free to subscribe to my channel, like, and share. Toodles.